it looks like we could potentially have 11 ballot questions in this upcoming November election. What pops off the sheet to me is the ballot question revolving around marijuana and reversing marijuana in the state of Massachusetts in the sense of making it illegal again, closing down dispensaries. Basically, what's the word? Just public consumption is illegal. What's your take on that?
It has no chance of passing. So it passed 52%. So it barely passed. But now people are seeing that, you know,
When we say it passed 52%, are you talking
50% of the people passed it on a ballot.
Yep.
Like 8 years ago, whatever it was. It got passed. It got enacted into law within about roughly a year. But people are seeing the tax benefits of it. Kids have no access to it. The black market softens and doesn't go away, but it gets less. It's healthier in the dispensaries, and it's regulated. So we have, I think people are seeing that. Now we're passing laws of cannabis consumption lounges, where now we're saying, hey, it's been destigmatized so much now that we're going to let you consume it in lounges like bars, like you do alcohol. And guess what? Alcohol is way more dangerous to your body than cannabis is, right?
Yeah.
So I think if it was on a ballot question today, which we're having an inverse ballot question, do you want to get rid of it? I think it's like 7% no. Because people have seen the stigma has gone away. Everyone's consuming it grandmothers are consuming it for sleeping better and their knee pain. You're just seeing it as so acceptable now in Massachusetts. There's no way they can reverse that.
Yeah. So, but at the end of the day, it is going to be on the ballot, right? So let's just run a scenario where, what's going to be on
that's going to hurt Republicans.
What's going to hurt Republicans?
That there's a no on to repeal marijuana.
Yeah.
Democrats are gifted at making ballot questions that energizes the base and gets them out to vote, and then they vote down ballot.
Yeah, so paint me a picture though, right? So it's going to be on the ballot in the state of Massachusetts. They're going to try to reverse marijuana for public consumption.
Bring it back to medical.
Yeah, bring it back to only medical, so you can't go into a dispensary and go just legally purchase marijuana.
You got to get a card, right? Yeah, and everyone has cataracts when it's medical.
Exactly, all the way back to how it was beforehand. What happens at the end of the day? If it's on the ballot, anything can happen. It's like what Mike Tyson said: you throw two grown men in a ring, anything can happen. At the end of the day, this isn't a presidential election, so we're not going to have some overwhelming show of votes coming this November in 2026. So let's just paint the picture. What if by 50.01% it passes and they have to reverse marijuana in the state of Massachusetts?
You're wrong right there. They have to reverse.
What do you mean they have to reverse?
You just said they have to reverse because 50.1. We got 72% for the audit and they didn't have to reverse it. So they don't have to do anything. We now understand the man behind the curtain that these ballot questions are a effing sham, right? Because anyone they can say, sorry, unconstitutional, like they've been saying over and over and over. So who cares if who cares if 95% say, let's reverse it? We don't live we live in the illusion of a democracy in Massachusetts. That there is even, in my view, way more important ballot questions. Like now you can do a FOIA on the governor's office and the state reps, same day registration, one party primaries. They could just say, so what, you effing peasants? We don't care what you think, because they did that with the audit, right?
How does that work? What's the status of the audit? So last election, 72% of Massachusetts residents voted to audit the legislator.
Yeah.
And today, fast forward 2026, nothing is happening. What's the status? How is that even possible that hasn't gone forward yet?
Because we understand. Okay, so from my understanding, if you go to states like Florida, Arizona, the ballots have to be crafted as the legislation almost. So when you're voting on it, there's already legislation that enacts it. So Arizona, when they in November, I want to say like 4 years ago, when they enacted legalized marijuana, it was literally all the medical could convert like that day or that week or whatever like that. They just had to now push out some guidelines and regulations. Massachusetts took a lot longer because our ballot questions are just a nod and a prod to say, please, pretty please, and go write some legislation on this. And then we write the legislation and the regulations, all that kind of stuff. So 72% of the people in November of 2024 said, we want, and this is an important thing, we want the state auditor, which is the executive branch, to audit the legislators. By the way, a Democrat, Diana DiZoglio. And they said, oh, that's cute, but no.
Right? It says unconstitutional.
Unconstitutional. And I looked it up, and I've gone through the lettering of this, the legal of this. So you have to just get 10 registered voters to sign off on your ballot question. And then it goes to the Attorney General, who has to check it for constitutionality. And if she approves it, then it goes and you get it's like 5% of the registered voters or whatever like that. It was 800 and something thousand signatures you have to get to finally get it on the ballot. And then it goes another review and then it goes on the AG said constitutional, right? So they're saying unconstitutional. So now you see Mike Minogue doing a brilliant thing. He's saying he'll fund the lawsuit. So DiZoglio was going to do a lawsuit. So we've had two people in here, State Senate Michael Rodrigues and State Rep Carol Fayola, and they both say unconstitutional, that their lawyers have said. So we all know, look, I dealt with lawyers in City Hall in Fall River, the Corporation Council. They're going to do whatever the mayor wants. So to say we're already being audited, okay, so what are you afraid of if someone else audits you? I don't understand. If you've done nothing wrong, what are you afraid of? It's like, I don't want you to check my trunk. Why? I think you have drugs in there, but I don't. Just trust me. It's like, okay, open up, there's drugs in there, right?
Yeah,
it's like, why don't you want to just open up the trunk?
And usually when they say I want a lawyer, that means there's something going on.
Yeah, I would always lawyer up no matter what. But I just think they're using this unconstitutional thing as a complete BS and hoping you forget about it. So Donna DiZoglio, crafty as she is, she put up another ballot question, which is now we want to audit. I was joking. It's like, if you want to bribe the governor or a state rep, just email them, because right now you can't FOIA those two. You're better off emailing them than actually talking to them in like a cafe or something like that. Someone overhear you. But you cannot. I can go FOIA Mayor Mitchell's office. I can go FOIA the police department. I can FOIA the sheriff office. I can go FOIA just about anyone, hospital groups, schools, but I can't FOIA the governor's office or the state legislators right now.
So my question though is, and it has nothing to do with that, but you were talking about before how, a big critical mistake during the 2020 election was President Trump telling people to stay home in the Georgia election. Do you feel like you're kind of doing that right now with the marijuana thing? You seem very confident that it will not pass, but at the end of the day, it's going to go up to a vote.
I think you're going to see
people feel like it's not a real thing, then.
No, I think you're going to see, again, I think Democrats are going to use that, because you're going to see a lot of money on these ballot questions. You probably see the TV commercials and all that.
Yeah.
Anything they see, I think the Democrats are going to primary run on the same day election, registering same day, saying, we all believe in democracy, unless you approve a ballot question we disagree with. You can, we want same day registration, and we want to keep marijuana legal, and they're going to run on that. And it's going to get people out there. If you're a marijuana smoker and you have access to these dispensaries everywhere, you don't want that to go away. And we start introducing these hookah lounges, and those kind of things. You don't want that to go. You're going to energize people who might not have never voted to vote. I think you're going to see a lot of turnout because of it.
Well, is there a conservative base that's against it? Is that the base? Is it conservative people that are
I bet you it's the alcohol industry or someone who's losing money to marijuana. So in my view, it's probably very few people behind this. I don't know churches that are behind. I don't know anyone that's, we say, conservative behind this, but I do know the alcohol lobby is very strong. I know they're getting their butt handed to them financially. I know the cigarette companies probably losing money because people who go into marijuana. So my guess, it's probably some lobbying company that got this done. If we really dig down, we probably should dig into this. Like, who's behind this ballot question?
Because I just feel like nobody's talking about it. And
who got those signatures? Who collected all those? That's where you got to find out. And I bet you it's like someone who's losing money. It always comes back to money or power. Who's losing money and power because of the marijuana industry?